From the heart of Long Island, New York, we are back inside the GP studios. Where you know the mantra, we wake up today, we go today. And we are the Primal Mindset, empowering the midlife man. And we are, of course, powered by Go Primal Lifestyle. It is my brand. It is my lifestyle. Head to GoPrimalUSA.com. Get the apparel, 50% off hoodies we're still doing. Check them out. Like I said, GoPrimalUSA.com. 50% off all the hoodies. Start wearing the mindset so you can be the best for the ones that need you the most. Let's do a quick shout out to Dr. Fandos, the sponsors of the show, Learning Age and West Islip Anti-Aging and Wellness Center. Really, I've been there a few times, doing a lot of testing, doing a lot of blood work, getting the right, levels in me, and really just seeing a big difference. And really looking forward to keeping going there. And like I said, it's all about being the best for the ones that need you the most and being around for a long time. So a big shout out to him, who is the sponsors of this show. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it now, and I want everyone just kind of take a moment and imagine this. It's 2 a.m. You're just laying in bed. Your heart's pounding. Your mind won't shut off. You feel stuck and trapped in a life that you never thought would be yours. The weight of responsibility, the pressure to provide, the fear of failing the ones who need you the most, and it's crushing you. And then you make it through the morning, you drag yourself out of bed, you head down to the bathroom, you look in the mirror and hate that person staring back at you. Absolutely hate the person staring back at you. And that was me every single day. Every day. 300-pound depressed alcoholic suffering from severe anxiety attacks on a daily basis. I convinced myself that I was too far gone, I'd never be enough, and I'd be a failure the rest of my life. But I stand before you today as someone talking to you right now as a man who made a decision to refuse to settle, a man who made a decision to stop running and face his battles head on, a man who made a decision to rebuild himself from the ground up. And that decision, that one crucial decision, that's what led me to develop what I call the Primal Mindset. 3 core pillars that helped save my life: mindset, nutrition, and fitness. Now, I'm here today. I'm going to talk to you tonight to challenge you that when you're looking in the mirror, to ask yourself one simple question: are you ready to go primal or stay the same? Go primal or stay the same. Because here's the truth: nobody's coming to save you. I'm going to say it again. Nobody is coming to save you. No one's going to come and pull you out of that rut. No one's going to come and say, here's the life that you want. And the longer you wait, the deeper you will sink. Believe me, I know. I waited for years for something to come along, for something to help me, for something to get better, for something to take this feeling away. And it never did. I waited for a long time. And it doesn't happen until you decide to change. And that's what it comes down to. And that's where it all started for me. For many years, I was at war inside my own head. Every day I woke up with that feeling that I was going to die. I was just convinced. The anxiety attacks gripped me from the moment I opened my eyes. Every symptom of a heart attack that you can think of, I had. Whether my heart was racing, whether my heart felt like it was going to beat out of its chest. Some days it didn't feel like it was beating at all. That my arm would go numb, the shortness of breath, the dizziness, the feeling like I was going to pass out, the palpitations all day, every day. I convinced myself that this was it, that I was going to die. And the worst part of it all, like I said, I thought somehow, something is going to come along and save me. But it finally took a while, and it finally hit me. Reality finally smacked me in the face. Nobody was coming. Nothing was coming to save me. It was all on me. And I heard this quote not too long ago, and it really just resonated with me and brought me back to that moment in my life. And it's: a boy doesn't become a man until he realizes that nobody's coming to save him. And that was the day I became a man. That was the day I realized that if I didn't change, that I was going to be stuck in this endless loop of fear and self-destruction. So I made the change. I had that powerful why. To this day, was probably the most powerful one I had, where I was just absolutely sick and tired of hating myself. I went to the doctors. I wanted to get help. I wanted to get better. They said I had too high blood pressure. They wanted to put me on medication. I said, no way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on my own. I wanted to prove to myself, I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to start going to the gym. And the panic attack that changed everything. So here I am at the gym, trying to push through, trying to prove to myself that I can do this, trying to break free, trying to escape this prison that I'm in. And former athlete, by the way, where I can do this. Get on the treadmill, start running within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, panic sets in. Chest felt like it was going to cave in or it was going to explode. I was going to just drop right there. Felt shortness of breath, felt like I couldn't breathe. Going to pass out. Here we go. I'm going to drop dead in front of all these people. The embarrassment, the shame. Hit the button. Walked out. Quit. Got in my car. Drove home crying. Sat in my apartment crying. Thinking, how am I going to beat this? How am I going to get better? How am I going to stop hating myself? And that moment just broke me. I was a broken man. But something clicked, that powerful why that was telling myself to wake up. This is it. You have two choices. You can settle for a life of misery or refuse to settle in life. You can keep giving into this fear, or I can take control. There was no more waiting for motivation, no more waiting for this anxiety just to go away. I had to keep going no matter what. That's that powerful why. And that's the day I created my mantra, the Primal Mindset Mantra. I wake up today, I go today, no matter what. It didn't matter how I felt, didn't matter what happened the day before. I developed this short memory. If I ran 5 minutes today, I was going to run 6 minutes tomorrow. That was the mentality. That was the lifestyle, one day at a time. The greatest closer in Major League Baseball history, Mariano Rivera, I don't care what you say, hands down, first ballot Hall of Famer. Had failures, but considered the greatest closer of all time. When asked, what kind of mentality, what kind of mindset does it take to be a closer? His answer, you have to have a short memory. You cannot think about your failures. The next day you have to wake up and keep going and don't even think about it. And that's exactly what I did. I woke up and the only thing that mattered was moving forward. And, at first it's just words. You keep repeating it to yourself. But just like when you're in the gym and you want to build muscle, what do you have to get? You have to get reps in, right? You have to be consistent. That's how you get stronger. Same thing mentally. You want to get stronger mentally, you have to get your reps in. You have to train your mind every day. That's what I woke up. I said to myself, I wake up today, I go today. I wake up today, I go today. And that was getting reps in. That was training my mind. That was mentally getting stronger. And that was what turned into actions. I forced myself to keep going. Some days it was a run. Some days it was just a walk. Some days it was a full body workout. Some days it was just push-ups. But every day I went. I wake up today, I go today. And it's funny too, man, because everyone thinks that confidence comes first, that you have to feel ready to take action. But that's not how it works. Confidence comes from taking action when you don't feel ready, especially when you don't feel ready. It always makes me think of those people that, when they want to get back to the gym and it's been a while and they want to get back into shape and they say, oh, I need to lose weight first before I get back into shape. I don't even know what that means. Joe Rogan famously, quoted a saying, if I only worked out when I felt like it, I would be a lazy, fat piece of crap, and I cleaned it up a little bit, but I think you get the point. You can't let your feelings dictate your actions. You have to let your actions dictate how you feel. When I first started, I still had my doubts. I still had my anxiety. I stopped just listening to how I felt. I just got up and I went anyway. I forced myself to go anyway. It was that training of the mind, getting the reps in, getting stronger mentally. I wake up today, I go today. I wake up today, I go today. And little by little, I started to get stronger. I started to get faster. Little by little, I started to lose more weight. And little by little, as I kept going, the more I did, the more my mindset shifted, the more I realized I can do. And the actions is what kept me going and kept the motivation going. I wake up today, I go today. You got to keep going no matter what. And the way, there's 3 things right now that you can get started today. If you need to get started, and if you're questioning whether you need to get started or not, then you need to probably get started. Don't make excuses, make adjustments. And 3 ways right now is to, 1, commit to small wins every day. Whatever it is, just keep moving forward every day. Whether it's just getting up on time, whether it's hydrating yourself first thing in the morning, whether it's walking for 10 minutes in the morning, whether it's going for a run first thing in the morning, doing 10 quick push-ups in the morning. Whatever it is, just to kind of keep going and keep moving forward. Small little wins. Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be everything all at once. Everyone thinks you have to do all or nothing. Little wins consistently to keep you going. A quick story. When COVID first hit, a few years into my sobriety, and everything shut down. People were kind of panicking. They didn't know what's going on. So all the AA meetings shut down, and that's, emergence of Zoom. But, in the beginning, people didn't know really what to do or how they were going to handle it. And I remember we had, a group chat. So I was telling people, hey, what we're going to do every hour on the hour, set a timer. I set it on my Alexa. I called it the stop and drop program. And whatever it was, whatever you were doing, just stop and drop. What do you want to do? Sit-ups, squats, push-ups, whatever it is, just stop and drop and do something. And people would put it into the group chat, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats, whatever it was, whatever your number was, whatever exercise it was. And you started seeing throughout the day, as you kept going, small little wins. And the next day it kept going. And then the next day it kept going. So that's what keeps you going forward. Small little wins, and adopt the Primal mindset mantra. I wake up today, I go today. This is number 2. Because once you start moving forward, you're going to hit a low. You're going to hit something where it's like, I don't feel like doing that today. The mindset is what's going to carry you through. The mantra is what's going to carry you through. That's what's going to keep you going. It's not the motivation, it's the discipline. I wake up today, I go today. That's the Primal mindset mantra. And number 3 is keep track of your progress. What you see also trains the mind, knowing you're getting better. What you see gets improved. That's what keeps you going as well. Another thing was when I first started, I was doing, CrossFit style workouts. And so it was, body weight stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, pull-ups, whatever it was. And I would do rounds of it and then run a quarter mile, half mile in between, whatever the workout was. I had different workouts for different days. I would time the minute I started, boom, hit the clock. From the second I ended, boom, hit the clock, I would end it. I would time each workout. So like I said, each day of the week I had different workouts. So then next week I would see. Now, if I wasn't timing myself, there was no way I would have known that I would have beat that by seconds, 10 seconds, even 30 seconds. I just would have known that, man, I still feel tired. I'm still struggling with the push-ups. But I saw that I was getting improvement by 10 seconds. Even 1 second is an improvement. So what you see, that's how you keep going. That's how you kind of create that motivation. You start seeing yourself getting better because you're not going to feel it right away. Like I said, let your actions dictate how you feel. Now, I'm going to close it out real quick, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up this slide because I really want to, anyone watching, stay in touch with you guys. I want to hear some feedback. So what this does is you scan it and it'll take you through a couple questions. And just basically, like I said, it's for me to see how I can improve myself, how I want to improve. So it's just maybe 2 or 3 questions, whatever it is. Throw it up there again in case anyone missed it. And I can keep in touch with you. You can put your email address in. We got, like I said, free outdoor workouts on Sundays, Deer Park High School. So if anyone wants to get in touch with me there and come and work out, but I would really love your feedback on this talk. This was the mindset part of the 3 pillars that I wanted to kind of throw out there and get some feedback, and really trying to, pursue my professional speaking career. So I really appreciate it, and close it out with this. When you go from an action first mindset, everything's going to change. Everything. You start looking at yourself better. You're not a victim anymore. You stop doubting yourself. You start believing in yourself. You start seeing what you can do. You get better. You see your improvement. You start feeling better. And little by little, you will get stronger. You will get faster. You will lose some weight. So you'll keep that motivation to going. And what happens as you gain momentum? That's what creates unstoppable confidence. And as a man, confidence is king. And that is the foundation of the primal mindset, confidence. So I really want to thank you guys. I hopefully you filled out the questions and give me some feedback. And I really appreciate it and look forward to the nutrition and the fitness part of the primal mindset. Talk to you guys soon.